How goes it? I'm Will Maxwell, and this is What Did We Miss? This is the segment where I tell you the stories WWAY did not. Were they trying to hide these stories from you? Well, that depends on how paranoid you are. United Airlines passengers had a surprising experience this past Saturday, and no, the surprise wasn't that a United Airlines flight was on time. In fact, this flight didn't go anywhere because passengers felt too uncomfortable when the pilot launched into a rant about her divorce and the presidential election. First, the pilot came on board wearing civilian clothes and asked passengers to vote whether she should put on her uniform or fly as is. Immediately? Not a good sign. I would vote uniform. As a passenger, it's what lets me know that you're a pilot and not just an ambitious go-getter with a dream. After getting fashion advice from the passengers, she then got on the overhead PA and started to tell everyone how much she hated the presidential candidates, and then went back into ranting about her divorce. That's when about 20 passengers asked to get off the plane. That was their way of saying, I feel for you, but I want to live. The pilot was then replaced with a different captain. It sounds like she's going through an especially tough time, which is a shame because being a commercial airline pilot is kind of one of those jobs where it makes everyone nervous if you have a case of the Mondays, especially if it's Saturday. An Indiana man came out of his probation hearing with additional charges after he threw chairs at the judge, the deputy prosecutor, and others in the courthouse. Jordan Rhodes arrived to his probation hearing an hour and a half late. Immediately? Not a good sign. Rhodes received a 1-year sentence for violating his probation and instantly went to his impression of a catapult. To be fair, he was just trying to argue his case by bringing up the legal precedent of Rock v. Cena, which states that whoever gets hit with a chair loses. He then walked out of the courtroom and was later arrested when he attempted to just walk out of the building. He is now facing charges for battery, attempted battery, and aggressive feng shui. Bobby Joe Washington of California had an unusual spree stealing vehicles. First, he stole a van from a mortuary, only to later discover that there was a dead body in the back. Immediately, not a good sign. When I first started doing this segment, I made you a promise. If a news story involves someone getting hurt or dying, I will not report or make jokes about it, no matter how hilarious that death might be. Aw, man, I need to get a haircut again. I'm standing by that promise, but this guy was dead before the story began, so I'm going to rule in favor of myself and keep doing this story. If you don't like my judgment, throw a chair at me. Now here we have Washington at a crossroads. The dead body is giving him stealer's remorse. He wants a van, but not a body, so what is he to do? That is when our protagonist returned the van to the morgue, only to immediately steal another, albeit less inhabited van. The suspect has been arrested and will likely face charges for vehicle theft. No charges for stealing the dead body because he didn't do that on purpose. That's my best legal advice for today. You can get away with anything as long as you don't mean it. I'm Will Maxwell, and that's what we missed.